So you're born on the cusp, or it's a run of bad luck, but it's bigger than us, it's bigger than love, and it's underhanded.
Vamos a dar paso al panel número 6, Alianza por un futuro sostenible. Gracias, presidente, alcalde, Evelyn, muchas gracias.
Bueno, eguerdion danoi eta parkatu 3 minutu lapurtuko dizkizuet soilik. Azaltzeko pizkat ekitaldi hau antolatzerakoan nola izan ditugun jasangarritasun irizpidea kontutan. Aukeratu dugunean Gasteizen egitea, denok dakizuenez Gasteiz Green Capital 2012 izan zala, horregatik hemen egitea garrantzitsua iruditu zitzaigun. Baita ere, eraikin honetan egitea, eraikin hau jasangarria delako eta efizientzia ekimen asko egiten dituelako. En cuanto a aspectos de movilidad, a todos los ponentes se os han mandado instrucciones para que usáramos el transporte público. Las tarjetas que hemos utilizado han sido para facilitar el transporte público. Los hoteles que hemos seleccionado han sido cercanos al evento, cercanos a un transporte público para que contamináramos lo menos posible. Los aspectos gastronómicos para nosotros son importantes, ya los comentamos. Todo producto que hemos utilizado ha sido producto local, consumo cero, vajilla no desechable para no contaminar. Y en cuanto a todo lo que es escenografía, merchandising, papelería, todo ha sido material reciclado. Como veis, estos paneles que tenemos aquí es la 4ª vez que los utilizamos, es el 4º evento que se utilizan y pensamos que se van a reutilizar en otros 5 eventos más. Es decir, para nosotros la preparación de este evento ha sido importante, pero también la utilización de las distintas medidas que hemos tomado. Entonces, para ello nos ha parecido importante y nos gustaría conocer un poco vuestra impresión y hemos preparado una dinámica para finalizar el congreso. Entonces, todos tenéis estas tarjetas, que son las tarjetas con las que nos hemos inscrito. A la salida del evento vais a tener 4 urnas. Van a haber 4 urnas. Cada una de ellas va a estar rotulado, va a estar escrito unas medidas específicas. Entonces nos gustaría que cada uno de vosotros cogieseis vuestra tarjeta, no la tiráramos, la recicláramos y la metiéramos en una de esas urnas, con la medida que más os ha parecido que ha podido impactar positivamente o que más interesante os ha podido parecer. Vale, no quería... Esas van a ser las urnas, las vais a encontrar en la salida. Entonces lo único que hay que hacer es coger la tarjeta que tenemos y depositarla en una de las urnas. And just to finish now, I just wanted to tell that instead of finishing at 6 o'clock, we are going to finish at 5:30 because some people have to go. And I invite you all to stay until the end because we have a really nice surprise that we hope that all of you are going to enjoy it. So excuse me for these 2 minutes and enjoy the panel.
Okay. Still good morning, everybody. 5 minutes to 12. That's not a symbol. My name is Herbert Hamele. I'm chairing a little European network named ECOTRANS, and we are working since more than 20 years on helping to make tourism more sustainable through research, through sharing information, and ECO says to bring together economic and ecologic objectives and to support transfer and transparency on what is happening under the label of sustainable tourism. It's my pleasure to be the only moderator, having the pleasure to present women in the panel. And I like this. This is more than a symbol, but we know that the women are more looking at sustainability issues as men do. And this is the future, and they are leading us to partnerships for a sustainable future. I want to present shortly the panel. It is Silvia Barbone. She is director of the Foundation for European Sustainable Tourism, living in Brussels. Silvia, hello. I want to welcome Patricia Castaño Vidal. She is sitting at the next place, and she is representing Gijón, Calidad Turística, the Ayuntamiento de Gijón. Welcome. I want to introduce you to Arantxa García. She is jefa de la Desarrollo Sostenible, no jefa de Desarrollo Sostenible, the TUI Destination Services and TUI Group living in Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca, see? Last but not least, Paulina Morales. She is working with a group of hotels, City Express, on the topic of Desarrollo Sostenible in Mexico. Welcome. So my capacity to speak Spanish is quite limited, therefore allow me to speak in English. But I want to start with a Bavarian quotation from a Bavarian poet. And I tell it in Bavarian language, and there are few people, Cordula, Carmen, who might understand it. Harald Grill said in the year 1982, so oder so, den Urlauber ist unsere Landschaft wurscht. Wenn sie es aufgegabert haben, fahren sie woanders hin. Aber uns Einheimische ist unsere Landschaft auch wurscht. Wenn wir es aufgegabert haben, fahren wir in Urlaub. And in English this will say, when watching on what's happening in tourism in the year 1882, the Bavarian poet Harald Grill said, like this or like that, the tourists don't care about our environment. As soon as they destroyed it, they travel to a different place. But we as host population don't care about our environment neither. As soon as we destroyed it, we go for a holiday trip. This encouraged me a lot to continue working on this topic in Bavaria, in Germany, in Europe, and now thinking on partnership. And this allows me to start the introduction to the topic partnership. It is like this, right? Some of you might know that the World Conference on Sustainable Tourism Charter, and we as a European network had the pleasure to meet our hosts in that time and our hosts today. Thank you very much, Cipriano, Thomas, y todos los otros. And it was a pleasure to meet you and to read the Charter number 13. Governments, industry, authorities, and tourism-related NGOs should promote and participate in the creation of open networks for research, dissemination of information, and transfer of appropriate knowledge on tourism and environmentally sustainable tourism technologies. This leads to partnership, because all these different stakeholders need to do their best, focus on their competencies. This then led to a European study on how to bring this partnership message down to the ground, to the territories, to the destinations. Innovation in tourism, how to create a tourism learning area, was a handbook which we had the pleasure to write some years ago for the European Union. And this led to our nowadays global information platform, Destinet, for networking information and people on sustainable and responsible tourism. This is the challenge we deal with. We deal with the new sustainable development goals on the global level, make tourism more sustainable in order to contribute better to sustainability all over the world. And the regions have their interest and, let's say, their role to maintain the diversity in order to offer what tourists are looking and what host population is living from. The countries now are in charge to implement the policies, as mentioned yesterday by Elena Rey from UNEP and others. And the destinations, they have the nice job, but not enough resources, as Richard Denman mentioned yesterday, to play effectively their role. They must get more support in order to bring together tourism and all the other human activities to maintain their opportunities for the future. And the businesses, they are in a very competitive world, and this is the main interest. They want to make money from their investment. Now, The development goal number 12, you know it, ensure sustainable consumption and production, includes 12B, which focuses on the need to implement tools to monitor sustainable development and to promote local culture and products. This is quite new and this is quite encouraging, I think, for all of us, and demanding as well. To deal with all this complexity without becoming crazy, we have put together the Destinet platform with the databases and software focusing on natural and cultural heritage, climate change, energy, resource efficiency, sustainable transport and travel, sustainable supply chain management, destination management and good governance as a central issue, knowledge networking, training, education, quality assessment, certification, marketing, and overall cross-cutting sustainable consumption and production and tourism. You can take one of these, put it in the middle, and circle the others around. Every of these challenges is linked to the other challenges, and this leads to the multi-thematic, to the multi-stakeholder challenge: governments, NGOs, destination, academics, businesses, individuals, whether being travelers or whether being host population, play their role, have their capacities limited, and all of us, I think, we are happy to join partnerships or to lead partnerships because it makes more fun than just working alone. What makes a partnership potentially successful, or at least what a partnership should look at? This permanent reinventing the wheel can probably not fully avoid it, but it is very, very helpful, first of all, if you make a partnership, use what there is, look what there is. Number two, create benefits for all partners and define this from the beginning. And then the number three, if you have results, whether they are failures or whether they are, let's say, successes, share the results and the experience. Others would like to know it, would like to need it. Now my second part of this introduction is a little example. And you know hundreds and hundreds of examples. How to bring the soap to the green travel map. This is a partnership I'm involved in. And there is a little soap produced in my region, in the Saarland, in the Bliesgau Biosphere Reserve. And this soap looks like coal, because there is a coal mining tradition, which is over now. And the good thing is that the ingredients are organic, local, and if they are not produced in the region, they are fair trade based, like a special oil coming from Burkina Faso, produced by a cooperative. And this is the relation to, let's say, corporate social responsibility across the planet. Now the partners in this project, and it's more than the coal, are the German Agency for Nature Protection, German Ministry for Environment, the public sector, Travel Germany, and partners on a regional level and local level. Let's say the marketing organization, Marketing Germany as a destination to all over the world. Destination Nature partners, this is a partnership itself, led by the the German railway system, together with environmentalist organizations, and ECOTRANS as a facilitator and scientific-based organization. We, last year, said, let's develop a green travel map Germany as a planning service, as a planning service for destinations, first of all, to see what there is, to see what they have, to see what their lacks are, to see which tourist products they can compose, what they can deliver to the Länder level and to the national level in order to feed the marketing of, in the country and outside the country. The map looks like this after 1 year, more than 1,400 green spots, and they are related all to let's say, certain categories, tour operators, information services, travel packages, transport services, accommodation, camping, restaurants, attractions, activities, and shopping of, let's say, recommended local products. Think on the soap. And little destinations themselves, because for them also are nowadays certification programs available which certify their high sustainability level. We offer services to the destinations and decision makers, like a knowledge pool on biodiversity and tourism, which we developed recently, a knowledge pool on good practice examples in Europe, where we have identified, for example, 50 destinations in Europe have identified their contributions to the global sustainable tourism criteria. And if you would click on the criteria D12, low impact transportation, then you would find on a list the village of Werfenweng, which has been presented yesterday by Carmen Mentil, and the description follows and gives answer to the question, who is doing it, why they are doing it, how did they realize it, what are the results, reflection, and more information. This is very helpful, and we develop this for the business level as well as for the destination level. And we also refer to awards, international awards, like Tourism for Tomorrow Award, because they identify best practice examples, and we are happy to link to these examples in order to spread the word all over the world. Now, all of us, we are somehow related to green certification programs. Since 1987, we are monitoring these programs, collecting them. The first one was the Blue Flag Europe in those times. Now there are 150, a bit more worldwide. Yeah, and then the question is how to bring them to the consumer, not to the consumer, to the businesses, to the destinations, to their target groups. The certification programs, the green ones, are not very well known to their target groups. There is a need to make them known and to give information to the businesses in order to decide for the one or the other. Therefore, we published since some years a little guide. In this little guide, we present each of the certification programs, let's say of the 50 more important ones, with a certain structure, including the links to their standard. Here, Eco Camping, it's a Germany-based certification program for camping sites. And here, very well known, at least here, it's a Biosphere, a responsible tourism certificate. And here you also have the link to the proof that that certificate's standards are recognized by the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, and in this case also approved as a certification program at the GSTC. And you have the link to the standard, which everybody would expect, but there are some certification programs which do not publish their standards. This is a lack of transparency. We are comparing them, and you can then have a look at it. It's all published for free on Destinet EU. Now, this access to the green proofs to the German businesses and destinations, we facilitate through this listing, and of course they are all linked to the descriptions, and you have these listings with certification programs, international and European ones, and national ones, and even local or regional ones, like in the Bliesgau, where the where the soap is produced. And the Bliesgau certification program is very, very helpful to these little businesses and producers, because this lady here producing the soap has joined the Bliesgau certification program, Biosphere Reserve Bliesgau, and this leads to a business description and a green proof description on destinate. And this then leads to be mapped. And here on the red circle, you see the location. And this feeds into the Saarland, the Länder map, and this feeds into the German map. And this is quite promising to all partners because it is already used what there is. And this is the number one to start with a partnership. It creates benefits for all, for the certificates to make them known, yes. For the destination managers to know what they have and what they can recommend and what they can plan in future. To the businesses and services, because it's easy to them now, and we will make it even more easier to find appropriate green proofs. For the NGOs, they know what's happening there, they can control, they can watch. For the governmental administration bodies from local to national level, because they can see the development on sustainable tourism in Germany, for the academics, for research, training, consulting, and for the marketing partners who use this information, tour operators, booking machines like Book Different and others. And the information is shared, and there is a full transferability to destination worldwide. Not only in Germany, the system is international, and worldwide there are about 40,000 businesses and tourist service certified by one of these many certification programs. So collaboration now is open to everybody. And I stop with this quotation, which is more encouraging as the initial one. Hermann Löns, more than 100 years ago, he said, when traveling in future, our main concern will no longer be whether we can travel to every place on earth. No, our main interest will be whether it is worthwhile arriving there. Thank you very much. Okay, now, in order not to run short, we are the group with the limited time. I want to ask Silvia Barbone to give her short presentation, and you can come over to speak here. And you do not need that, but I leave it here. Thank you.
Yeah, I just need to wait. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here in Vitoria-Gasteiz for the second time in 4 months. Actually, I was here just in July because Basketur hosted the summer school in leadership and governance for sustainable tourism. And so we were all together here to brainstorm about the key aspect of management in tourism. And as outcome of the summer school, we produced the call for action, so the Vitoria-Gasteiz call for action. And I'm going to show some of the key points of the call for action that can be part of the new charter. But before going ahead with the presentation, I want to give you also some background information. So the summer school is an annual event that we have each year in Europe, and is promoted by FEST together with key partners, so with the European Travel Commission, European Parliament, and we have the support of international organizations such as also Luigi Cabrini was one of the keynote speakers during the summer school, and with the active participation of the hosting organization. So Basketur and Victoria this year, they were our partner for the summer school. And actually, there is one specific objective that we address. And the objective that we address is to improve the way projects and destinations are designed, planned, and implemented. So it's all about the management aspect. There are 4 key elements, and all the speakers during these 2 days have approached these topics. Governance, management skills, knowledge are really critical in order to achieve sustainable tourism. And Taleb Rifai, actually 2 years ago during the European Tourism Forum, he pointed out that how we make tourism grow. It's not because we have attraction, but it's through the way how we are able to manage our attractions. You all have experience that you go and visit the most beautiful places in the world, and unfortunately in that places the poverty is very high. Why? So it's all about the management. There is a lack of ability in management, and this relates not only to the projects, but it's related to any organizations, like, for example, archaeological sites. And that's why we created the project management methodology in order to let the skills of managers in the tourism industry go through a step forward and to improve the way we manage our organizations and how we implement the business models behind projects and behind any organizations. So I go fast because I have just 5 minutes. And I will go straight to the outcome that we achieved. Just I want to show you that we have actually, the structure is the following. We have a qualification for managers, which is structured in 2 different levels, foundation and practitioner. And then we have this annual event, which is the summer school, which is a knowledge hub. So we facilitate the transfer of knowledge because it's really important. We need to learn. And the transfer of knowledge applies not only the academic sector, but also the industry as well. We had, for example, Ljubljana as case study, one of the case studies presented this year. Each year in a different location. So we start in 2013, and the summer school was hosted in Naples, and the outcome was a declaration. Then the following year we went to Seinäjoki in Finland. So we had a declaration in Seinäjoki, and then this year in Vitoria-Gasteiz, actually there was a change from the declaration. We produced a call for action in order to really give guidelines and concrete points to be followed. And the suggestion actually came from Alla Peresolova from UNWTO. She was presented the Silk Road. Let's go to which is the main goal. The main goal is to be, the call for action wants to be a basis for donors and implementers. Tourism really grows through projects, but there is a need to improve the approach that donors have and implementers have. So these are the 2 key targets that we have in the call for action. So we address all the tourism stakeholders, we address the implementers, we address the donors, and we address also the beneficiaries. I compared a bit with the new World Charter for Sustainable Tourism. I have a draft with me, and there are key points that maybe we can include in the charter regarding the management. The new charter addresses government and international organization. So I will go through the key points, and this is just a summary of the call for action. Point number 1 is prioritize the tourism sector. Even before embedding sustainable tourism, it's really important that at the national level, the national governments really make the tourism sector as the number 1, if they really truly believe that can contribute to the economy. Elena Ray yesterday, she mentioned that only through a survey they did, only the 34% of the national governments have sustainable tourism policies. So it's really important and active participation. And this is one of the points that can go under governments and international organizations. Share a common vision for sustainable tourism. There is a need of, and this was pointed out during the old days, there is a lack of ability, a lack of engagement. We need to engage with the stakeholders. It's really important to start from the vision that we have and to share the vision and create consistency about sustainable tourism. So we need to embed, of course, sustainability practices. Herbert was showing that we have now 150 worldwide certification, but which is the vision of one destination. I met two girls yesterday, and from Paletina, right, in Spain, and they said, oh, from where we can start. That's true, from where we can start. We need to combine the tools within the vision of our destination, because each destination is different. So if we want to be the leader, if we want to drive and to make a change, we need to make sure that there is a vision behind the action that we have. And here are several points that are general for any stakeholder involved in the tourism sector. And one key point, I just go through the key points because we don't have time, include capacity building. Capacity building should be included during the planning process. This is really linked to the ability to create engagement. We need to create engagement with host communities since the planning, when we are planning. Richard Demman yesterday was mentioning the Olympics. I was involved during several consultations, and this is what they did. They consulted during when they were taking the decisions. So we don't have to arrive when the things have already been done, but since the beginning. And capacity building is very powerful, can support the active involvement of any stakeholder. Another key point is to focus on long-term benefits. It's really a challenge and it's really difficult. For any initiative that we have, we need to deliver benefits. We need to have a benefit approach, but even to define benefits, how we define the final benefits for hosting communities. We cannot define the benefits just closed in a room. We need to really go out of the box and engage with even the stakeholders can help you in defining the benefits. And the topic is partnership today. So when we say engage with the stakeholders, there are several ways, of course, but it's the way how we partner with others, formally or informally. Facilitate the exchange of knowledge. Now I want to point to the specific targets. Project funders. There are many funding dedicated to the tourism sector. European Union is one of the key organizations in this, but there is a need to improve how the projects are managed and planned. So we need to try to fund projects that are based on a clear and sound business case and market demand. This morning we have talked about marketing. That's very true. There are many initiatives around Europe, around worldwide, that maybe they are not based on a clear business case. This is really important. We need clarity, we need direction, we need vision, but we need clarity, and we need to assess if any initiatives is delivering benefits, is going to be transformative. 1 minute, so I will go just to so if there are key points for the funders, but also for the developers that in the call for action may correspond to NGO researchers, any organization involved in implementing any project, any initiative, or anyone involved in the organization of any organization. So create strong partnership is the number one. How we create a strong partnership? We need partners that are really committed and they are very proactive. So we don't need partnerships that are not proactive and don't have a benefit-oriented approach. And one more point. Engage with the beneficiaries before the start of the project. So since the beginning of sometimes we create projects without involving beneficiaries. There is, I come from Napoli in Italy. The mayor decided to have a cycling route. So he spent a lot of money without involving the cyclists. And so the result was a disaster. If you Google, you can see very funny videos regarding this. So how we can plan. So we need to plan and execute projects involving the beneficiaries because they can validate what you have planned. And adopt the WTO Code of Ethics. I think it deserves to mention also the WTO Code of Ethics also in the Charter. And I will stop here because these points have already been mentioned anyway. Thank you very much for your attention.
grazie mille. Eres italiana, no? Ah, perfetto. Okay, let's give the floor now to Patricia.
Buenos días a todos. Lo primero, agradecer al Consejo Global de Turismo Sostenible y al Instituto de Turismo Responsable y a Basquetour brindarme la oportunidad de estar aquí con todos vosotros para contar nuestra experiencia práctica del tema de partenariado en Gijón. ¿Vale? Y lo primero que quiero hacer es enmarcaros un poquitín Gijón en el mapa. Gijón es una ciudad, una villa marinera que se ubica en el norte de España, en el Principado de Asturias. Actualmente tenemos cerca de 280.000 habitantes y 1.400.000 visitantes. Esto está lejos de superar nuestra capacidad de carga, pero aún así sí que hemos tomado el modelo de turismo responsable como un modelo de mejora preventivo, ¿no? Para no llegar a superar esa capacidad con la que se hablaba antes. Hemos pasado de tener una economía principalmente industrial, hasta aproximadamente el siglo XX, a tener un Producto Interior Bruto relacionado con el turismo del 6% aproximadamente. Nuestra estrategia turística se basa principalmente en una estrategia seguida dentro de un plan de acción, con un marco global del 2012 a 2015, estamos finalizando ahora mismo, donde unos macroprogramas operativos establecía incorporar acciones de sostenibilidad en la estrategia turística del destino. Por este motivo, en 2013 se comienza a trabajar en la puesta en valor del trabajo realizado en la ciudad desde la Agenda 21 y se decidió implantar el sistema de turismo responsable con la consecuente certificación Biosphere World Urban Destination. ¿Qué valores tiene Gijón para poseer esta certificación? Bueno, pues Gijón posee un compromiso medioambiental muy elevado. El 85% de la ciudad es zona rural, con lo cual tenemos una serie de planes y estrategias de cuidado y preservación del mismo. Además, tenemos una tradición y cultura tradicional marcada de identidad. Tenemos movilidad sostenible, el 66 kilómetros aproximadamente de la ciudad se pueden recorrer en bicicleta. Además, tenemos un compromiso social a través del empleo y la responsabilidad social corporativa, compromiso con la calidad. Hemos sido premio 2012 de Mejor Destino de Calidad Turística Española por Tour España y hemos repetido en 2014 con Mejor Proyecto de Mejora, incluyendo acciones relacionadas con sostenibilidad. Además, tenemos una oferta privada que podemos presumir que está comprometida y que en su parte también facilita la accesibilidad, que era uno de los temas con los que se comentaban antes. Bueno, hablando ya de partenariados, uno de los principales retos para nosotros siempre ha sido la búsqueda de alianzas para lograr una estrategia turística global sostenible. Estas alianzas, por un lado, se han basado en la colaboración público-público a través del propio ayuntamiento con otras áreas, digamos, vinculadas más al residente que al turista, a través de destinos turísticos nacionales, como puede ser el caso de Barcelona, o a través del Comité Interdestinos del SICTE, a través de la Universidad de Oviedo y otros centros reglados y demás acciones de colaboración. Por otra parte, para nosotros el más importante a día de hoy es la colaboración que hemos conseguido público-privada. Lo que tratamos de hacer es sensibilizar a las empresas turísticas del sector a través de un programa denominado Gijón Turismo Responsable, Empresas Comprometidas, donde actualmente más de 20 empresas han iniciado o han tenido interés en participar. A día de hoy, 11 de esas empresas de sectores de alojamiento, hostelería, museos, organización de eventos, oficinas de información turística y llagares, que son bodegas de elaboración de sidra tradicional asturiana, han logrado este sello, denominemos, diferenciador por una serie de implantación de buenas prácticas que os contaré, pues más o menos así en resumen. Se exige pues tener una política de turismo responsable, comunicada y establecida y que conozca todo el personal. Tener una serie de control de indicadores, una buena gestión de recursos, acciones sociales y de ayuda a la comunidad local, promoción de nuestra cultura tradicional y de nuestra identidad, y entre otros. ¿Esto en qué se traduce prácticamente? Bueno, pues en la práctica se traduce en sensibilizar al turista en los alojamientos y en la oficina de turismo, en la posibilidad de realizar un evento en la ciudad 100% sostenible, en restaurantes donde saborear el producto local o de kilómetro cero, museos que transmiten una cultura tradicional e identidad, e incluso visitas a la zona rural de la ciudad donde puedes recoger los residuos que te encuentras e intercambiarlos por sidra natural asturiana. Nuestro propósito es seguir avanzando en esta línea de trabajo, buscar nuevas alianzas estratégicas que permitan aunar esfuerzos para conseguir que nuestro destino continúe siendo sostenible en medio y largo plazo. Por este motivo estamos abiertos a todos los destinos, organizadores, empresas turísticas, entes turísticos en concreto, para cuya visión de la sostenibilidad sea el mismo compromiso que tenemos nosotros. Para finalizar ya, que creo que estamos un poquitín mal de tiempo, quería hacer un llamamiento a tanto nuestros colaboradores, destinos colaboradores Biosphere, como al ITR, de crear un grupo de trabajo de destinos para potenciar que toda España o la mayor parte de las comunidades trabajen en esta misma línea y que podamos trabajar y aunar esfuerzos para conseguir que sigamos trabajando en esta materia. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Patricia. Entonces vamos a Mallorca. Now we go to, we go to Mallorca. Arantxa, you have brought with you a summary of a recent partnership work which you did with TUI. Please. Come here.
No, me lo quito.
This one, no.
Perdona. Gracias. Vale. Buenas tardes ya. Ante todo quería agradecer a la organización la oportunidad de participar en este evento. Igual, como vamos mal de tiempo, en lugar de contaros yo muchas cosas, he traído un pequeño vídeo para explicaros un ejemplo de caso de éxito de alianzas. Para introducirlo antes, contaros rápidamente, aunque nosotros somos una empresa turística, también tenemos objetivos en sostenibilidad, no los podemos hacer solos y nos basamos precisamente en alianzas para lograr todos estos objetivos, incluso para la creación de nuestra estrategia y nuestra hoja de ruta en sostenibilidad. Por ese motivo, nosotros, a modo de ejemplo, trabajamos en casi todos los puntos que se han ido tratando en el panel de hoy. Es decir, colaboramos con instituciones públicas, colaboramos con universidades, entre otras con la Universidad de Leeds y con Xavi Font, que estaba aquí esta mañana. Colaboramos con diferentes administraciones públicas, entidades privadas, diferentes instituciones, y quería compartiros un ejemplo de este tipo de partnership o de este tipo de alianza que hemos hecho hace poco con una entidad privada, PricewaterhouseCoopers, y con una ONG de Travel Foundation, que se refleja en el vídeo que he traído preparado.
Tim at TUI, measuring the impact of tourism. You've probably heard of sustainability in relation to the environment, but what exactly does it mean? Every choice or action generates an impact that's either negative, positive, or both. At its simplest, sustainability is about finding a balance, maximizing the positive and minimizing the negative so that future generations can prosper and enjoy our beautiful world. The perfect example, replacing a cut-down tree by planting a new one. But, unfortunately, it's a bit more complex to understand all the impacts of our holidays. To begin with, sustainability is not just about the environment. It covers many aspects, from social impacts, like working conditions, skills and training, and cultural heritage, to economics and taxes. As the world's leading tourism business, our company has an impact on a number of factors, both positive and negative. We wanted to better understand our holistic impacts in a destination. To help us understand this, we partnered with PwC and the Travel Foundation, who use a method called TIM, Total Impact Measurement and Management. This groundbreaking project was piloted on the island of Cyprus and focused on 60,000 TUI customers staying at 8 hotels during 2013. To measure the impact of our operations, data in the following categories was analysed: financial, fuel use, supplier spend, electricity and water, and employee well-being. This data was collected from a number of sources, such as airports, hotels, customers, and more. And the results? The positive economic and tax impacts were by far the greatest benefits, generating 46 million euros in total, or 84 euros per guest per night. This far outweighed the negative environmental and social costs. The main environmental costs were greenhouse gases, contributing to less than 0.01% of Cyprus's total emissions. If you include the flights, this doubles the emissions. Waste stimulated by tourism was also an issue. The biggest social benefit was for the Cypriot workforce, with the value of skills and experience development estimated at thousands of euros over an employee's lifetime. Mapped out, the results clearly show that in this study, our operations generate overwhelmingly positive benefits. But this is not the end of the story. The project shows that whilst the environmental damage caused by one tourist may be small, this is multiplied by millions of tourists over the years and thus needs to be carefully managed if a destination is to stay attractive for years to come. Additionally, the project shows areas to focus on to create even greater social and economic benefits from tourism. From sourcing more goods and services locally to providing more opportunities for skills development so more locals can work in tourism and showing new ways for destinations to measure tourism. Our goal is sustainability, to successfully offer great holidays to our customers that contribute to local communities and economies whilst minimizing negative effects on the environment. This requires a change in thinking at all levels of the business. By constantly considering the wider impacts of our actions, we can make better choices, strive for constant improvement, and build a business for the future.
Bien, muy resumido, lo que queríamos hacer con esta alianza era entender algo de lo que se habló ayer, que nos faltaban muchos datos, faltan datos para conocer los impactos y dónde nos tenemos que focalizar en muchos aspectos. Gracias a este tipo de alianzas, a este tipo de resultados, hemos podido implementar o modificar nuestras estrategias para los próximos 5 años, focalizándonos en áreas que han resultado de más importancia a través del estudio de lo que posiblemente hubiéramos considerado en el pasado. Me quedo aquí, podemos debatir más en la mesa. Muchas gracias.
Simple show, nice way to show complexity in few minutes. Thank you. Now, last but not least, we listen to Paulina Morales from Mexico City. Sí, Mexico City, por favor.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Primero que nada quiero agradecer a Patricia y a Tomás del Instituto de Turismo Responsable, que nos llegó la invitación desde México como uno de sus hoteles certificados o la primera cadena en México. Yo represento al Comité de Sostenibilidad de la cadena hotelera City Express y quisiera ponerlos un poquito en contexto y sobre todo las alianzas que hemos generado en nuestro país. City Express es una empresa mexicana que se fundó en el 2002 con el objetivo de atender un nicho de mercado estratégico dentro de la industria, el segmento económico del viajero de negocios. Somos la cadena de mayor crecimiento en México y la primera en Latinoamérica en llevar el proceso a cada uno de nuestros hoteles con certificaciones como LEED de la USGBC, Biosphere del Instituto de Turismo Responsable y EDGE del IFC que pertenece al Banco Mundial. Nuestras alianzas comenzaron de manera interna cuando en el 2014 se creó el Comité de Sostenibilidad debido a la necesidad de que cada punto de nuestro plan de acción requería del apoyo de varias áreas para aprobar y justificarlas. Esto era que cada modificación del estándar tendría que pasar por las áreas de desarrollo, operación, mantenimiento y finanzas, haciendo el proceso muy burocrático de manera interna, y fue por ello que se invitó de forma voluntaria y activa a participar en la toma de decisiones para desarrollar y operar prácticas con mayor impacto. Este mecanismo nos sirvió para alinear nuestra estrategia sostenible y servir adecuadamente a nuestros grupos de interés. Las alianzas en materia de sostenibilidad se construyen con una base de principios y valores en las que compartimos una visión y objetivos en común que priorizan al planeta y a las personas a nivel mundial, nacional y local, junto con el gobierno, el sector privado, las organizaciones y la sociedad civil. A nivel mundial, nuestras alianzas con las diferentes organizaciones, consejos e instituciones nos han ayudado a avanzar en objetivos de interés común. LEED, del Consejo Estadounidense de Edificación Verde, vino como primera certificación a orientarnos en tener una operación de mantenimiento y limpieza más eficiente, así como la búsqueda de materiales y acabados con menor o nulo impacto a la salud de colaboradores y huéspedes. Por otro lado, al darnos cuenta de nuestro nicho de mercado que se ampliaba a los fines de semana y con segmentos culturales, religiosos y deportivos, nos dimos cuenta que representaba el 80%, nos dimos cuenta que el 80% de nuestros huéspedes era turismo nacional. Así que necesitábamos reforzar y gestionar la parte cultural y socioeconómica que se había complementado con la certificación Biosphere y los 10 puntos del Pacto Mundial. De manera nacional, con el sector privado y alineado a nuestra estrategia, nos hemos aliado con los nuevos millennials en programas que se dedican a fortalecer la comunidad del emprendimiento, en el que intercambiamos tecnología por apoyo económico para que puedan desarrollar sus productos. En la parte educativa, desde hace 4 años, formamos alianza con el Instituto Nacional de Educación para Adultos, donde nuestros colaboradores, en su mayoría del área de mantenimiento y limpieza, tienen la oportunidad de terminar el nivel de secundaria o preparatoria. En el ámbito ambiental, en este momento estamos trabajando con el programa Escolelte, que regenera suelos erosionados en comunidades de Chiapas, al sur de México, que nos ayuda a mitigar nuestra huella de carbono y que genera a largo plazo un beneficio económico para estas comunidades con la venta controlada de la madera. De manera local y con la sociedad civil, cada hotel busca atacar problemas locales en los cuales resalta la inclusión de personas con discapacidad auditiva para colaborar dentro de nuestros hoteles. Esto nos ha traído menor rotación de personal y mayor fidelidad con la empresa. Sin embargo, seguimos teniendo retos en generar alianzas con nuestro gobierno para la regulación y aplicación de reglamentos. Es necesario quitar estas barreras para adoptar medidas que solucionen con rapidez y apertura de innovar para aprovechar los recursos que aún nos quedan en México. Gracias.
Thank you, Paulina. I just got the information that we have 5-6 minutes left, which is good. Does anybody want to raise a question or an issue? The floor is yours now. I'm sure that everybody during the presentations remembers own initiatives, own partnerships, because all of us, we are involved in partnerships, whether we are leading or participating. We cannot avoid this. The 4 examples which have been presented here, I think they have been well selected, because one partnership has been led by an academic group, let's say, the PM4SD methodology to involve all in planning and in activities. One is led by the governmental organization, Gijón, collaborating with the others in order to implement, to do something, maybe based on that or another methodology to bring people together. One is led by the private sector tour operator, TUI Group, in collaboration with academics, with science, with the destination, with the businesses in the destination to measure, to manage, to do, to measure. And the 4th one is based on the hotel sector. That means the businesses in the destination to help and to work in order to reduce problems which are in the different destinations. In this case also including the inclusion, let's say disabled people, in order to provide them to get skills, to get jobs, to enrich their, let's say, life, which is also, by the way, many of us might know it, also enriching the life of non-disabled. So I do not see anybody to raise the hand. Oh, over there, sorry. Is there a microphone for the man over there? Okay. If not, come here. Okay.
Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Peter, clase soy de Suecia. Recién llegó, no quería participar, solamente quería mencionar rápido que tenemos un partnership súper interesante con escuelas. Estamos haciendo un campeonato mundial de reforestación y estamos trabajando con 18 proyectos en reforestación en Asia, en África y en América Latina, con turismo sostenible. Tenemos unos 15 otros proyectos de desarrollo de turismo con partnerships súper innovadores. Mil disculpas de intervenir, pero solamente quiero decir que cuando estamos buscando partners, una cosa que podría ser muy interesante, que estamos teniendo mucho éxito, es trabajar con escuelas, con profesores, trabajando con 10 profesores, capacitándolos en ecoturismo, en desarrollo sostenible, y que después ellos trabajan con 100 profesores y que después ellos trabajan con un montón de niños y jóvenes. Allá podemos llegar a escala. Muchas gracias. Si quieren encontrarme, estoy aquí durante el almuerzo. Disculpe.
Thank you very much, Peter. My wife is a teacher as well, so in order to connect you, it would be nice for all the participants here to have access to the participants list, maybe. We also can map it in order to see how we cover the different parts of the world. Now, Carmen, please. Micro? Over there.
Thank you. My question to Silvia. It would be interesting to know if you made the third FEST school, as I call it shortly, from declaration to call to action. What is the fourth? What would be the fifth? How could we proceed? What makes sense? It's just an open question. How do we proceed in also working with young people? And the other question to Silvia also, how do you decide where the next fest is taking place? Can regions enroll, get in touch with you? How do you become a fest destination? Thanks.
Okay. Regarding the selection of the destination, we open a selection name call for hosting organizations. It has just been closed and we are evaluating now for the 2016. Actually, so before Christmas we will announce the destination where the summer school will be held next year. There are selection criteria, several selection criteria. There is an application, destination apply, and if they, according to several parameters, we select the destinations, and sustainability is one of the key parameters for the selection. Regarding the first question was how we improve, also how we will use the call for action. The call for action lasts 1 year. Next year when we will meet, so we will discuss the key points. So all the participants will represent the funders, the implementers, and we will, of course, it's based, the improvement of the call for action is based on real experience from the field, but also is based on all the other references. So we will include the Sustainable Development Goals, and we will include the charter here. So we will have, from one side, we will refer to all the tools that can represent a reference, and from the other side, we'll include the real experience from the field. And it's an open discussion with anyone involved during the event. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you very much. Now this is the end. The young lady is showing me a nice symbol. The next, let's say, issue on the program says that at 1 p.m. there is a result session, I do not know who takes over now, but I would like to ask you, please stand up, all of you. Okay, raise your hands. Grab the fruit of sustainable development. Okay, the left one, the right one, more, higher, higher, we got it, we got it, we got it, we have it. Okay, now decide what to do. Thank you.